At around 1 a.m. on January 20th, 1996, a farmer named Oralina de Freitas was sleeping with her husband Eureko when she heard their cattle rustling outside. She got up to see what had spooked the cows and noticed a strange object in the sky. It was the size of a bus and seemed to be surrounded by billowing smoke. She woke her husband and they stared at the craft for nearly 40 minutes as it got lower and lower on the horizon before disappearing from their view. On a nearby highway around the same time, a pilot named Carlos de Souza was driving down the highway when he noticed a falling object. Believing it to be an airplane, Carlos chased the object to look for the wreckage. When he got there, he saw that the military had already arrived and were surrounding the burning wreckage. He didn't see any dead bodies, only bizarre silver shards. He was eventually asked to leave and told not to speak about what he saw. Later that day, things got even stranger. The fire department received a call from someone claiming that they spotted a strange animal walking in a forest that was nestled in between two neighborhoods. According to witnesses, firemen showed up to search the woods, followed by soldiers carrying guns. The sounds of 2 gunshots were heard, and the soldiers were seen leaving sometime later while carrying 2 large bags. That afternoon at around 3 p.m., 2 sisters named Liliane and Valkyria Fatima Silva and their friend Katia Andrade Xavier were walking home through an empty road when they spotted a creature crouching next to a wall. They ran away in fear, and when they got home, the sisters told their mother they had seen the devil.
Aquela coisa estranha, redonda, nossa, tava super estranho.
Ai, tinha uns negócios tipo chifre na cabeça. Tinha assim, a pele marrom, parecendo que passou algum óleo no corpo. Tinha um pé grande, uns olhos super arregalados, vermelho.
That evening, Varginha was hit with a storm. At around 6 p.m., 2 police officers spotted a strange animal collapsed on the road. One of the officers, a man named Marco Cerese, picked the creature up and took it to a local hospital, where there was a special quarantine area already set up. The official explanation from the government was that this area was designated as a place for the hospital's first ever cardiac surgery. In the following days, residents reported seeing a lot of military activity surrounding both of the hospitals in the city. There were also reports of animals dying without explanation at the local zoo in the following weeks. Allegedly, the dead animals were examined in a lab where they found a bizarre toxic substance in their intestines. On February 15th, police officer Marco Cerese, who had been the one to reportedly pick up the creature, died in a local hospital. It was said that he had developed an abscess and come down with flu-like symptoms before dying of sepsis, but the doctors never found exactly what caused his symptoms. He was only 23 years old. In an interview in 2006, the 3 women who first spotted the creature said that 4 months after their encounter, they were visited by 5 men who offered them money if they would retract their statements about what they saw. Many believed that they were government agents and that all of the events that occurred during that time were covered up as part of a conspiracy. The Brazilian military opened an official inquiry on the events and concluded that the girls had probably seen a known local homeless man covered in mud who had physical and mental disabilities. He was very thin with an abnormally large head and was known to crouch on streets. When asked, the 3 women denied this and stuck to their story. The military also denied that there was increased military activity in that area, and that what people saw were just military trucks operating on their normal schedule. And as for the supposed aliens at the hospital, they explained it as people seeing a couple with dwarfism who were there expecting a baby and being helped by a soldier. Interestingly, in recent years, a document from the Ministry of Aeronautics was discovered that showed that there had actually been an earlier UFO sighting in Varginha in 1971 as well. It was spotted by a few people who said it was oval and silver and emitted a loud noise. So what exactly happened in Varginha? Without any hard evidence, it's impossible to say. It's worth noting that the story of the initial sighting of the creature by the 3 women was aired on a popular TV show in Brazil, and this is what led to the flurry of other purported sightings. Also, you have to put into context when this case happened. This was the mid-90s, when all of Latin America, as well as the southwestern US, were inundated with reports of a creature called the chupacabra, which is a similar alien creature who was blamed for livestock killings. The chupacabra was insanely popular at the time. There were countless news stories, and it seemed like every week there was a different sighting. I have a suspicion that this was also an influence on the Varginha story. Today, the city has embraced their reputation as an alien hotspot and have even put up a huge water tower in the shape of a UFO.
Purely by chance, I've managed to track down 3 primary witnesses who reportedly saw the live alien.
Hello. Esse é o James.
Obrigado. I'd like to start off by saying that this is like, the holy grail of witnesses for me. So I am like so happy to be here right now. Can you describe to us what happened in January of 1996?
Então, você pode descrever pra gente o que aconteceu em janeiro de 96?
A gente estava voltando do serviço que ela trabalhava.
So, it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This was not the usual way that they would take to go back home.
E olhei, falei assim, só pra elas assim, gente, olha ali.
She saw a little creature that was really sweating. It was like a little person, but with no hair whatsoever, red eyes, and 3 horns. She pointed to the other girls and started running the other way.
If they all had the opportunity to speak to the world about their experience, what would they like the world to know?
Pra mim não foi boa, não. Se fosse pra me passar por isso hoje, eu não passaria.
They said it wasn't a good experience at all. If they could choose, they wouldn't go through it again. And only people who have been through what they have been through can tell how they felt and how it all affected their lives.
How has it changed their lives?
Como isso afetou a vida de vocês?
Em tudo. No trabalho, na escola.
She said that it affected everything, like from friendships to work to school, people getting away from them, people thinking they were, crazy or something.
Alguém pode chegar, não, foi assim, pegamos e levamos para tal lugar.
She just says that she hopes that one day the whole thing will come clear and she will, her word will be taken seriously and they'll know that she was always telling the truth.
Well, I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity to meet you guys. This is why I do what I do, and I want to thank you from, bottom of my heart.
Ele está muito, muito agradecido a vocês. Para ele é um dos momentos altos da carreira dele. Encontrar vocês, conversar com vocês.